Are you having days where you're like really productive and things are on and you're able to stay on track? And then you have days where it's like total mess. You can't seem to pull it together and you don't know why. And you're dealing with guilt, you're dealing with excitement, and you're kind of all over the place. Well, I am here to tell you, number one, it's not your fault. Okay. Totally normal. The problem is you're female and it's not a problem at all. All you need to do is a couple of tweaks I'm going to show you so that you can change your homeschooling around your menstrual cycle, and you will see a whole new flow in your life open up and life gets so much easier. So number one, I'm going to show you why your kid's current system doesn't work and what to replace it with. I'm going to show you how to change those rhythms in your home and exactly what to teach and when. And then I'm going to give you at the very end of this a tool to help you actually put all this together. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave you high and dry. Totally free. Hold on to the end until I can get that to you, okay? So let me explain. 20 years ago when I started homeschooling my 5 children, I just kind of dove in. I tried the public school system. I tried the get out a planner and plan it all out system. I tried to get out the alarm clock and get the kids going. And I found myself treating my children and me as robots, as if we had to respond to times. Finally, I threw away my clocks. Okay, number one. Number two, I started realizing that there was a rhythm in my chaos. And once I discovered that rhythm was around my menstrual cycle, I started to adjust accordingly. And it took me a little while to figure it all out and how it worked. But I've got it all organized for you, so you don't have to spend all that time trying to figure out what works for you. Let me show you exactly what you do in order to change your homeschooling around your menstrual cycle. Now, remember, I do know all of you have different cycles. So I might say days, but know that it means more periods of time. Okay, don't worry about whether it's 1 to 5 days or 1 to 8 days. We all have our own rhythms and they shift. So know that the whole point of homeschooling is that you can shift according to your needs and that of your children. Once I stopped fighting my menstrual cycle and started embracing it, I actually had a little moment where I was going really crazy. I was kind of mad at God. I was like, why would you create us? Here we are as women with so much to do and so much going on. And I was on my knees doing this, you guys. I was complaining, I admit it. And I went to the Lord and I said, why would you do this to us? We have so much to do, so much on our plates. And you created our bodies to make life harder. And I was having a little moment. And you know what the inspiration I got, the little thought I got was, I built your body with a resting built-in system because I knew if I didn't, you wouldn't take it. God created rest built into our bodies, that need to rest, to shut down in our bodies, because he also created us to be extremely hardworking and ambitious. And so let's talk about this God-given gift of our menstrual cycle. Okay, even though I'm older now, I am perimenopause and I am still dealing with this, and now that I've embraced it, it's gotten so much better. So let's talk about that, all right? So we have 4 phases of the menstrual cycle, correct? And that will change according to who you are and your body, all right? So number 1 phase is the menstrual cycle. It's days 1 through 5. It's like and I'm going with the day you start to bleed until the day you're done, okay? Whatever that is. So this is a low energy time for us. This is when we're kind of more about rest and reflection. We're not feeling terribly social, right? So this is a great time where you build in audiobooks. So your homeschooling for your children should be based around listening to books while they're playing Legos and doing art. They're learning great things during these audiobooks, you guys. Journaling, quiet reading. I love a readathon during this time. We'll go to the library, load up on books, come home, pop a ton of popcorn because mom's craving carbs anyway, and we just read. That is a beautiful education, okay? This is a great time to use Epic. I don't know if you guys have tried Epic. Part of my Homeschool Villages program, Epic, Starfall, self-paced courses. We use a lot of our Creative Bug, which is all art classes. These are all part of my Homeschool Villages program. And we just put them in and we just enjoy the week where mom doesn't feel like doing much. And we have learned to adjust accordingly. Now, phase 2 is the I can never say this word, you guys, follicular phase. And you're going to have rising energy. You're planning, you're creative. This is when you're like, hey guys, let's start a garden. You're like spending your time at Home Depot. You built a tree house. Maybe you're out painting a room. Maybe you want to go blow things up. This is when you're starting to use things like Creative Genius, which is an online science and math program that's part of my Homeschool Village. And you're actually doing this science experiments instead of just having your children watch them. This is when you're doing science labs. This is when you want to get involved, okay? And so you plan their education accordingly. accordingly to the weeks when you're like, woohoo, let's go. Now, the third phase is the ovulatory phase. Okay, this is days 15 through 17. It depends on who you are. You're high energy. You have social, like you want to talk to people. This is when you plan big group activities. Let's go meet at the park. Everybody come over and we'll do some fun cooking activities, right? This is when you get into the social and the group work. Maybe you do debate leagues. If you know that your neighbors want to go do some debate like competitions, know that you plan it for the third phase. Don't plan it for the second phase or plan it for the right phase. All right. This is live classes. This is music classes. This is the stuff you really want to get involved in. Now, here comes the luteal phase, you guys. Days 18 through 28-ish, right? The end again, you're slowing down, you're reviewing, you're organizing, you're back into withdrawing from people. This is when you want to have set up. So the 2 weeks where you're slower, you want to have something set up where your children can learn on their own without you, because you have days where you're like, your voices are driving me insane, and you have days where you just can't get enough of your kids. And so you plan this accordingly. When you understand your cycle and you understand that you can plan your children's homeschooling around that, specifically delegate a lot of their education to great online programs like My Homeschool Village that you can go in and they can go in and get things done on their own with or without you. That's vital. Okay. So let me show you what I've created for you. This is the lovely little planner that we have put together. I'm going to share my screen here so that you can see exactly what this is. Now, it's going to be PDF. Once you sign up, I'll send this to your email. You can either upload it to like a GoodNotes and actually put it in your iPad, or you can just print this out. It's up to you. So this is what we call the Homeschool Mom's Cycle Syncing Planner, because you plan your homeschool around your energy levels, you get more rest and less stress. And this is what God intended. He intended for us to take time off and to work hard on other weeks. And this will allow you to do that. All right. So page 1, then we're going to go through. Now it explains again in here why this works and how it works. And then if you'll see here, we've got everything color coded according to these 4 colors. They're the 4 phases of your cycle. You will need to adjust for your own personal preference, but we're going to show you exactly how this works. All right. Here is a complete explanation. What we show you is the phase, the energy level, the best activities to do. And then I do put in here the activities that My Homeschool Village actually provides you, and the curriculums and everything that we use. And I recommend, because it's My Homeschool Village's stuff that we do. This is literally the programs I use and when. Okay. Then we go down and here we have phase 1. We're going to, it literally explains to you guys what to focus on, what's going on. And then you have your planning page. Okay. This will give you, you're going to literally write down how you can take care of yourself this week. And I recommend you print this out and have your children fill one out as well. So this is going to be how you can take care of yourself this week. And I recommend that your children are filling one of these out every week as well. Yes, your boys too, because boys have cycles. They may not be the same kind of cycle, but they also have highs and low weeks. So what you're doing is you're showing them how to put their health first, and how to, I like to call it humanology, take care of the human first and the education will follow, okay? That next, and then you're going to write down the activities that require less energy. You're going to write which self-paced courses can I assign this week, okay? Then you're getting to phase 2, what to focus on, and then here's your planning. New topics or courses to introduce, hands-on projects or creative activities, and the field trips and co-op meetings that you want to do. Okay, next we've got phase 3, explains exactly what it is. Notice the color coding. Now you've got phase 3, the ovulatory phase. You're going to write down which group activities or online classes you can schedule. Once again, make sure your kids are filling this out too if they're old enough. What subjects need more discussion or engagement, and how you can take advantage of this high energy time. Then we have phase 4, explanation, color coded, and what subjects need review and reinforcement. Which lessons should you prep for next month? Self-care and slowing down strategies. Okay, then we've got a cycle tracker. This is, notice, color-coded again. So you're going to track, and I print out one a month for these guys. You've got your energy level, your homeschool wins, and your adjustments needed. Notice there's no complaining and whining in here. We just accept what is and move on. Okay, so you're going to be able to go through here and track that according to your phases. Then we have a little page here for monthly reflection. You want to know what works this cycle. Notice it's not month by month. This doesn't say January. You guys, it says cycle. Like, ignore what month it is. Whatever the calendar says, just go with how you feel on this. What needs adjustment? How did your energy impact your homeschooling? And then notes. And then you just print this out per cycle and you can follow along and keep your children on track, keep yourself on track. And guess what? You know what this does? The best part about this? No guilt. No guilt. You understand by doing this that this week might just not be your best week, and that's okay, because next week can be better. And when you adjust and plan out your homeschooling to fit your menstrual cycle, your life and the life of your children will be so much smoother. Now, make sure that you print one of these out for each of your daughters and teach them this. Their whole lives will be better if they can learn to plan this way, learn their lives, and your sons will become much more empathetic, sympathetic young men and husbands in the future, because they will understand this cycle as well as giving them permission to take the weeks off or change their own energy levels and to track their own energy levels as well. So any questions, please comment below. I would love to answer any questions that you have as we're going along here. Thanks for being here, guys.